Well, good evening and welcome everybody to Rockstar Productions. I know it's got to be something pretty significant going on here for me to actually stream. Am I right? Because I never stream, which is something I mean to be addressing here in the future and hopefully getting better at doing as I need to close that window. Sorry, I was just double checking my audio here. So, hey everyone, Gary here with Rockstar Productions. We earlier today had Nintendo's direct, and I have to admit that I am generally not a fan of the Nintendo Directs because I will admit I am not the biggest fan of indie developers. Just not. And Madeline Cruz, you are getting the ban. And you know what? Bear with me for just a second because I need to turn on subscriber mode for the chat because less than 2 seconds in, actually, you know what, Madeline? Just let me know. What's your problem? Let me know. I will let you hash it out. Tell me what your problem is, and we can talk about it right now if that's what you really want. But we are going to turn on subscriber mode, so you're going to see a little thing pop up here in just a moment. Do want to thank everybody for coming by and checking out. Obviously, things have just gotten started here as we already have our first troll, so that's impressive that it took us like 0 seconds to get a troll into the chat. Absolutely, absolutely love that. So here's what we're going to do is I'm going to take a second here. I'm sorry. I apologize. That is taking me an extra second here to find these settings. And I'm not ignoring the chat. I'm just in another window. But overall, my thoughts and feelings on the Nintendo Direct is probably the best one that I have seen them do, at least in terms of my personal interest, in a long, long time. I think overall they had a good balance between really everything for everybody. I really do think that there was a lot here from multiple people to go ahead and enjoy, regardless of your interest level, whether or not you like RPGs. Talked about it before. I am not an RPG fan. There was plenty of stuff here for RPG fans, though, to go ahead and appreciate. Where is that setting? I know that it is here. Or maybe it's not. Okay. Just keep an eye on the bots if you can. I would appreciate it, mods, if you do pop in. Dave Page, so about the latest Nintendo fail. What is the... So let me know, and I'm going to talk spoilers. I see DJ Gruden is in here, and that you missed the direct. I'm going to be spoiling what's in here. So if that's not something that you want to see, not something that you want to hear, just know that it is something that's going on. I'm also going to share a link with you all that if you want to come on up, we are actually streaming this on through StreamYards, so we can actually have a discussion if you would like to share your thoughts. So there was a lot going on here. I know that there's some things that really made people angry. There's things that made people happy. Let's just kind of run through some of the announcements. Fire Emblem Warriors, Advance Wars 1 and 2 Boot Camp was a trailer. No Man's Sky is coming to the Switch. Mario Strikers Battle League score is coming to the Switch. Splatoon 3 got another trailer on here. Front Mission is getting a remake. Disney actually announced their own racer from Asphalt Studios that will include Mickey, Mulan, Sully, Captain Jack, and a whole lot. It's called Disney Speedstorm, so that's coming. Great game for the PS3, for the Xbox 360. Yes, I'm saying something nice about the 360. And the Wii, the PS3, and the Xbox 360. Force Unleashed. Loved the original game. It was terrific. They're doing a compilation with Assassin's Creed. That is coming. I know the camera's bouncing here. I apologize for that. They are doing a Gundam release. Chrono Cross is coming to the Switch. The neat thing about this announcement was the fact that they referenced the Nintendo Satellaview, which was an accessory for the Super Famicom. We never got it here. Let's see. There's more info on Kirby. MLB The Show 2022 is obviously coming. More ports. You're getting Kingdom Hearts. I apologize if you hear the dogs. Klonoa is getting a remake on the Switch. Portal is coming to the Switch. And for me, one of my favorite releases is going to be Nintendo Switch Sports, which is basically a direct sequel to Wii Sports. There's going to be a drum beat game coming, Taiyaku no Tatsujin. I think that's how you say it. They're announcing more DLC for Metroid Dread. They're doing like a super hard mode and a boss only mode. Earthbound is coming to the Switch Online. That's available today. An interesting and controversial thing that when I first heard it, I was pissed. And then when they went into more detail, I'm like, all right, I'm good with this. And that would be the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Pack. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was also announced and made official. So there is a lot going on here. And again, if anyone wants to pop into the chat, I have, let me go ahead and do this. The one thing I ask, please have earphones on if you want to pop on in this to the StreamYard links. So let's see what you guys are thinking. Let's see. I know Moxley is not happy. He's posted a couple videos himself already. Dave Page wonders where in the world were Metroid Prime 4 still in development. F-Zero, they've never said they're working on one. Pilot Wing, never said they're working on one. 1080, never said they're working on one. Wave Race, Super Mario Odyssey 2, haven't heard that they're in development. Breath of the Wild 2, I was surprised we didn't at least get. I'd seen some rumors where they were talking about having some more Zelda content coming to the Switch Online service. No mention of it whatsoever. So that is, a few things on there. No Mario Kart 2, really, Nintendo. And Mox, I know that you are upset about this. And I saw your tweets, I saw your DM and everything talking about $25 for an expansion pack. So a couple of things here. First of all, you're getting 48 tracks over the course of its release. Now, one thing that I saw that frustrated me was the fact that these tracks are being released between now and 2023. We're not getting Mario Kart 9 anytime soon. So if that's what you're holding out hope for, just let it go because it's not coming. But you have two choices on how you can go ahead and get the extra DLC. You can pay $25 for it. Not quite $2 a track. Okay, it's okay. But if you have the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, it's free. So you don't have to pay anything additional. So if you're already taking advantage of getting the N64 and the Sega Genesis content, you're going to get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the content completely free on there too. So that is something that I don't like the fact they're trickling it out little by little. They are milking that cow for all that they can. But it's one of those, if you already have that expansion pass, you're not paying anything extra. Not Mario, but the Wii Sports follow-up, the Nintendo Switch Sports. Absolutely love it. I was in a chat group I was talking with Chris from Game Dad. I was talking with Jay from Square Pegs, John Riggs, John Hancock was in there. And there were a lot of us that are like, this is a day one purchase. And then when they said that it will have online multiplayer, sign me up. Some of my favorite memories of myself and my oldest daughter was playing Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort on our Wii. She was so proud of herself the very first time that she was able to beat me on Wii Sports in bowling. And she was like 6 or 7 years old, and we had a really good game. The more we played, the better we both got at it. I am looking forward to more of those experiences between myself and my oldest, because he can play online as well, and myself and my youngest now too. So that should be a ton of fun for us. The Assassin's Creed remix, or not remix, but remaster, kind of interesting. That's another one of those franchises I've never really been into, but there are a lot of people who have been really into the Assassin's Creed line of games, and now they are taking the Ezio, I believe that's the character's name, and they're putting all of his games essentially on one compilation game. That's a good addition to the library. We're not getting Mario Kart 9. We're just not. But the fact that we're getting this Disney racing game is interesting, especially because it's free. And I am sure that they're going to have DLC and other things that you can go ahead and pay for. I have no doubts that is going to be coming down the road. But it's one of those things that if I'm not paying anything for it, I'm more okay with something like that than plunking down 35, 40, 45, 50 bucks for a remake or re-release, anything along those lines. So that's a game that I will definitely try when it does go live. That is coming soon. I didn't catch the release date on that. Splatoon 3 looks beautiful. The one concern that I have is Splatoon on the Wii U. I have it. It's great. local multiplayer. Splatoon 2, there is no local multiplayer, which is one of the reasons I never play that game. I'm hoping Splatoon 3 brings that back. It is something that I think is sorely missing from the second game, and I think that the fact that you can go ahead and be able to play multiplayer locally, that is important. What do you guys think in the chat as I take a sip of soda here? Dave Page has the biggest fail to me is Earthbound. So if you're rented through an online service, you already own it on the Wii U, unless I'm missing something. The Kelowna collection was a high point. Yep. Now, I was never into the Kelowna series of games, so I don't know that I'm going to dive into that. I'm going to sit back and relax here a little bit. And yes, we are still using our gaming chair that we reviewed earlier this year. It is pretty comfortable. So here's what I don't understand. And I want some of you folks in the chat to go ahead and provide some perspective. The Nintendo Switch Online, not cheap, but compared to what Game Pass is, it's considerably less expensive. You don't own any of the games on Game Pass. Not a one. They can remove those from the library at any point in time. What is the difference between releasing Earthbound on the Switch Online, which, yes, technically you could say is a rental, but it's one of those things that there's enough there to kind of make that a decent sort of investment. What is the issue with them releasing that on the Switch Online service versus like Microsoft putting the latest Halo on Game Pass? I don't understand. And it's a legit question. Please let me know your perspective in the chat, or like I mentioned, I do have the link up in the pinned to the top if you want to go ahead and join the conversation as well. You are all welcome. I'm not an Earthbound fan, so for me, it doesn't bother me. I have enjoyed the Switch Online games. It's one of those things that I still play the physical games more than not. You can see all of them behind me. So it's not one of those things that it will replace the real game on actual hardware. It just isn't. But you know what? In a pinch, if I just want to play 20 minutes of, Super Mario World or Yoshi's Island or Star Fox or anything along those lines, I have no problem with the benefits and features that the Switch Online service offers. I think it's a decent value for the money. The big problem is the way the gaming industry is going in general, like Netflix or whatever. Well, I don't disagree with you there, and we are getting more and more away from physically owning things. Last night, just completely unrelated to anything else, last night I went to a Redbox for the first time in probably 2 years. And it was weird, like, I have a physical disc. What the hell do I do with this? But I played it in the PS5, and it looked great. As a society, we are getting away from physical media. It's just the way that it is. I have a copy of Tanuki Warrior for the Nintendo Switch. I've got a physical copy. I've still yet to open it. I spent $6 last night to go ahead and download the eShop version, just so that way I could leave the physical one sealed. There are benefits to both sides of things. I mean, here's the thing. So for you to go out and play Earthbound, you can do it even before it was on the Switch Online service, and I'm not talking about the physical cartridges. The Super NES Classic had it on there. Nobody complained. Why? What's the difference here? You're still playing a ROM of the game. You're not playing the actual game. So I do get the issue with people not wanting to have to pay for reoccurring revenue streams. I mean, we look at cord cutting. The initial thing for cord cutting was it was supposed to be cheaper because instead of paying DirecTV or Comcast or whomever your cable bill for $100, $150 per month, it's one of those that you're now paying actually more for that, more for your content. You're getting, it's almost narrowcasting versus broadcasting. And I don't disagree that physical, Dave, I agree with you. Physical is the way that I would prefer to do it. But it's also one of those things that there is some convenience factor there, especially if you look at the cost of picking up a physical copy of Earthbound, for the vast majority of people, it's cost prohibitive. It just is. So having it through the Switch Online, I think is good. They're never going to re-release it, and instead of people pirating it, downloading it, and playing it through an emulator, I would much rather see them pay a subscription fee for something like the Switch Online. You're getting a ton of content for it. Do I like the fact that it's is as expensive as it is now? No, but it's still the cheapest one out there between Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. Nintendo option is still the least expensive. And if you haven't looked lately, the cost of everything is going up. So let's move on from there. We had Mario Strikers Battle League. Almost reminds me of like an NFL Blitz, quite honestly, but soccer. I have never been a huge fan of the Strikers series because I'm just not a soccer fan. It looks pretty. I don't think any of that was in-game engine as far as what we saw for footage. But overall, I thought it was a decent-looking game. I might try it. I don't know. And one thing to keep in mind if you are looking to buy games physically and not digitally right now is the fact that Castlemania Games, our good friend Ryan over there, is going to be offering more physical games for the Switch and other platforms in the very near future. And it's going to be one of those things where he doesn't have the program and everything set up yet, but there's going to be perks and benefits to pre-ordering, kind of like when you used to pre-order movies and DVDs. So he filled me in on that a couple weeks ago. He's working on it. I'm sure that as soon as he has barcodes and listings and everything, he will have the new releases from today that are coming physically. He will have them on the website. So something to keep in mind, especially when you have the Gamers Club. I think that's what Best Buy's program is called. That's been discontinued for a while. So there is some benefit to doing that. I mean, if you buy games, might as well check out someone who also helps out the community here. He's been a huge help just to this channel and a lot of other people here in the community as well. Let's see, some of the others. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Boot Camp. I've never been an Advance Wars fan. I know it's like a turn-based RPG. It's just not something that I'm really all that interested in. Let's see, Fire Emblem Warriors was another one. That was the first thing that they pretty much launched the direct with. Never been a fan of Fire Warriors, so that's not anything that I am too invested in. But overall, I mean, I am looking at the games that they announced. And I'll just tell you the ones that I'm looking at buying or playing myself. So, not sure if I'm going to buy Mario Strikers. I'm going to wait on Splatoon 3 until I hear if local multiplayer is an option. I'll play the Disney Speedstorm, definitely, especially with Ellie, who's going to be 3 here in a couple months. Loves Disney characters. I love Disney characters. I love racing games, so something I will definitely look into. The Force Unleashed ported. That's something where if we're looking at $30 or less, sign me up if it's physical. If it's digital, I'll hold off on that. I'm not interested in Chrono Cross. I'm going to buy Kirby. Kirby looks to me like an unofficial sequel for Super Mario Odyssey. It looks like it's using a very similar engine to what Mario Odyssey did. Absolutely love that game, so I will probably pick up Kirby. The Show 2022. So I love MLB The Show. I have no interest in it on the Switch because the PlayStation 5 version looks gorgeous. And if they do like what they did last year, the show is going to be available through Game Pass. There's no need for me to buy it on the Switch. And quite honestly, I don't play on the go. I just don't travel like I used to. Kingdom Hearts Collection. This is interesting. The fact that it's going to be a cloud-based version like what they did with Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not sold on that technology yet. It's essentially what you used for Google Stadia. And yeah, not really interested. One thing on the show is the fact that it is going to have cross-platform saving. So if you have a Switch and a PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S or X, you'll be able to continue your progression across multiple different consoles. The Clowna, probably not going to pick that one up. Portal is coming. The cake is a lie. Cake is a lie. The Live Alive. it's interesting that they're going into the Satellaview library, and I like the fact that I heard them reference that oddball piece of hardware. Not going to buy it. Not RPG guys. Nintendo Switch Sports, as soon as I can, I am pre-ordering that. Absolutely. In fact, I may order 2 of them. That way my oldest can have one for her system, and I have one for mine, and we can enjoy playing, because absolutely loved Wii Sports. I'm bummed out golf is not there at launch. I don't play real golf. I like putt-putt. But Wii Golf was one of my favorites. Bowling is supposed to be there at launch. Triangle Strategy, no interest in. The Cuphead Delicious Last Court DLC is coming in April. And the more I play Cuphead, the more I think I love the animation. I love the way Cuphead looks. I don't like mini games. I just don't. You have mini game, and then you wander around, and another mini game, and give me more traditional platforming levels, and I would probably like Cuphead more. And again, there's the Dread mode update, which is going to be a free DLC update for Metroid Dread, and a rookie mode. So if you want super hard or super easy, those choices are coming. Captain Mathematics. Nobody block him. I want to speak to this individual. No, Dave, I've got this. Captain Mathematics, I would like to know, how have I once shilled for the Amico? I had Tommy on a year ago in an interview, and I told him at the end of the interview, I'm probably not going to buy it. So I would like to know, how am I a shill for the Amico? Please answer me. I really want to know what your beef is, because I'm not an Amico shill. Don't have it on pre-order. I've talked about it once in the interview, and I remixed and cut up some of the interview just because it was 4 hours. Back up your case. Yeah, I remember the Tommy interview. Tell me once where I said I was buying the Amico. Tell me. I will wait. Bullshit. You kissed Tommy's butt. Nope. Sorry. Get your facts straight, buddy. Go rewatch the stream. Go rewatch it, because you're full of it. Okay, great. I invite Darius on. I will have an absolutely... I didn't give him softball questions. I gave him questions that I wanted to have an answer to. And okay, whatever, dude. You know what? If you serve Darius, I invite him to this channel anytime. We can have an open discussion. Absolutely have an open discussion. Yeah. Okay, dude. Get your facts straight. And then in the meantime, goodbye. Darius Truxton. Yeah, he can't keep himself not stoned long enough to be honest about anything. And I have no bones with Darius. If he wants to do his thing, go do his thing. And that has nothing to do with the topic on hand. So, okay. But you know what, Captain? I will give you credit. I asked you to post your beef. You posted your beef. I am just pointing out that you don't have your facts straight. So, no. At the end of that interview, like I said, yeah, DJ, I completely agree. And you know what? If you want to have a discussion like that, email me. We can talk about it. If Darius wants to talk to me about it, I was floored that I never heard from Darius after that interview. I actually was. I was expecting it, which makes me think that I actually did a better job at staying fair and neutral. And in the end, I still don't have an Amico on back order. So anyways, getting back to what we were talking about here, mods, go ahead and block anything else that comes in, by the way, if you see anything else pop up. We've given him his freedom of speech that he wanted. So Metroid Dread, you're getting the easy and the hard modes. Switch Online gets Earthbound. I mean, if you're an Earthbound fan, that's terrific. Otherwise, it's no big deal for me. The Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I think Nintendo did themselves a disservice the way that they went ahead and kind of held back on the fact that, yeah, Flaming, sorry about that. I think Nintendo did themselves a disservice in the fact that they held back the price and the fact that it was going to be included in the expansion pack. It's one of those that the fact that it's free DLC for expansion pack, they have really been weak on why do you need to have the expansion pack? What's good about it? What do we like about it and everything? The fact that it's free in 6 total waves over the course between now and 2023, that time frame sucks because it just means we're not going to be getting a new game anytime soon. So, yeah, I mean, like they're released here. If you have an expansion pass Switch membership online, however, you have access at no additional cost. Lead with that. That's your lead. And then the Xenoblade Chronicles announcement. Not something that I've never been into the Xenoblade games. I'm glad that I want to say that they teased this late last year, and the fact that they actually have footage available for it, terrific. Not something I'm going to invest in. I honestly think there really is something here for everybody. I'm not an RPG fan. There are a lot of RPG heavy hitters in here. Don't care. Nintendo Switch Sports, absolutely love the idea. I'm surprised that we really haven't gotten a Nintendo follow-up to this since Wii Sports Resort, quite honestly. The Disney racing game is great. The free DLC, if you have the expansion pass, I think is great. Overall, like I say, I am not a huge fan of most indie developers and indie games. For me, they don't speak to me. But this was actually really, really good. Dave says you have to have hundreds of free hours to spare to get into Xenoblade. That could be one of the reasons why I'm not into it. Let's see. Flaming Red Cut. The direct was really great about hitting all the bases. I've been waiting for a new Gundam game, and somehow they even showed one. Yes! I was talking to Jay from Square Pegs, and it was one of those things that he flipped when he saw it. He was really excited for that. I love the design. It looks almost turn-based RPG, almost like a not Red Steel, like a tower defense game. And if that's what it is, I'm not super excited for it, but I'm glad to see them bringing those types of games out of Japan because they do have a cult following outside of Japan and here in the U.S. Richter says, Mario Strikers for you. I wish Fortune Unleashed was the Ultimate Sith Edition. I wouldn't be surprised that if we don't get DLC for that. I would love to also see, I can't remember the name of the company that's releasing that. It's Up something. I can't remember exactly what it is. But they've been doing combo packs with Republic Commando and Star Wars Episode 1 Racer and a few other ones. I would love to see them bring something like that with Force Unleashed 1 and 2, because I actually really enjoyed 2 as well. I played them originally on the PS3, but I've actually played them more recently on my Wii. I really enjoy them. Let's see. Dave used to like RPGs, but then actual real life took over. Yeah. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. Flaming Redcon, the new one is a co-op beat 'em up. Okay. So if it's something kind of like almost like a Transformers Devastation would be kind of cool. Especially if it has, a number of different mechs, or I guess it wouldn't be a mech in their Gundam, I guess would be the correct name for it. But I know, and part of the reason why I want to do this is because this is actually one of the rare directs that I've actually really, really enjoyed. But I also saw some concerns from some people, and not trying to call you out, Sean, but I saw your 2 videos and whatnot. I know you were upset by it because you went in and you were hoping for, F-Zero, you were hoping for Zelda, you were hoping for Prime 4, you were hoping for a bunch of other things. I went in with 0 expectations, so I had nothing to be let down on. John Lennon was right. Well, he was right on a few things, Dave. Expand on that. What do you feel that he was right on? That's what I would like to know. The only one I've had reserved for some time is Advance Wars. At least it finally has a release date. Yep. And I know that's one of those that I want to say that it started on the GBA. So that is it's hard to believe, that's a 20-plus-year-old series, because I believe the GBA came out, was it 2000 or 2001? I want to say it was 2001 because I want to say that I got mine as I went to the Tamiya Championship Series North American Finals in Aliso Viejo, California, and was that close to winning the national championship in RC racing. But overall, I think there's a lot of positives here. And I'm not an apologist for Nintendo. Like I say, by and large, these directs, especially the indie directs, I don't care for at all. But I think this was probably the best one that they have done in 2 years. I would say this is better than their direct that they have. I thought it was better than their E3 from last year. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. Line from his song. I actually didn't know that. That's something that I've said for years. So great minds. What can I say there? But overall, like I say, I think that there's a lot to look forward to. I'm glad that one of my favorite parts in this whole direct, and it reminded me of Iwata and Reggie, was when they had the two presenters on and they were playing Nintendo Switch Sports. They didn't have the chemistry of Iwata and Reggie. They didn't have the bigger-than-life personalities. But it was still damn fun to see. So I don't know that I could... Beautiful Boy is the song, Dave says. I don't know that I could pinpoint that out if it was playing. So, but overall, I think there's something definitely here for everybody. And this is the first time in a while that I'm actually going to be pre-ordering a number of games coming out of a direct. I don't know. Mario Odyssey may honestly be the last one that I did. Just because nothing else has really spoken to me. But we're going to wrap things up here in a couple of minutes. We're getting ready for dinner time here, and Fat Boy needs his food. Do me a favor. We had something really cool show up today from YouTube, like legit from YouTube. And we are going to be doing a YouTube Shorts premiere tomorrow. Our channel members and Patreon supporters have already gotten both videos live earlier today. That's just one of the benefits. I just want to say thanks to everyone for supporting the channel, for everything that we do. Whether you're just a subscriber, and there is no one that is just a subscriber, so don't take that as something offhanded. If you come and just watch one video every once in a while, or if you watch every one of our videos, or if you donate through Patreon, or if you super chat or whatever, I just want to say thank you all for all this fun that we have had over the course of the last 4 years, 5 years. When did we start? 2017, I think. Can't remember if it was 17 or 18. But anyways, it has been an incredible journey, and I appreciate all of you coming along and just coming to talk stupid about video games. And because life is a lot of things going on, and quite honestly, video games is a wonderful distraction. Dave says he wants to know if Klonoa is physical. I would hedge my bets that it probably is, but they didn't say either way. One of the things Nintendo did, if you noticed in this presentation, was you can pre-order on the eShop right now. NES Dogbone Controller, do you wish... I don't silence criticism, but if you're going to say the same thing over and over again, you are going to be removed. And this isn't the place. Have Darius get in touch with me. I have my links and everything. If you want to chat, I'm more than happy to have a conversation with them. The NES Dogbone controller, do I wish someone made the controller with A and B buttons angled the other way? I don't. Because it's angled the very same way that the Super NES controller buttons are. So for me, it's pretty comfortable. I like it quite a bit. So overall, that's going to wrap it up, I think, for us here. And as identity theft is not a joke, Jim mentioned, we did have our attempted repair video that we uploaded earlier today, where we tried to fix do I have it nearby? I don't. Where we had to, or not had to, but we tried to repair a Nintendo Dogbone controller. We weren't quite successful. I'm working on some other things. I forget who it was, and I feel bad because he's a longtime channel supporter. Someone had mentioned looking to see if there was a um, um, a crack in the board somewhere. And I haven't done that yet, and I will be going ahead and grabbing our digital uh, um, microscope that we have and trying to take a look at the board and seeing if there is anything that we can see that um, we have to, if there's a crack in the board somewhere, essentially, if the PCB is has any damage to it. So 8-Bit Glitch, you are late. We've been streaming for 45 minutes to an hour now or so. So and we are just wrapping things up. But thank you all for coming and hanging out. Thanks for putting up with idiots and Hammer, whatever your name is. I don't care who you are. Have Gary. If I have no problem talking to Darius, have him message me and we can have a conversation. But in the meantime, Dave Page, I find it interesting Nintendo didn't do more mini consoles after the SNES. I will tell you why, Dave. Business. And this is actually an upcoming video I am working on. The Nintendo Switch is exactly why they released no more mini consoles. So I think, and that's going to be, like I say, a subject of a future video that we are working on, and we will go ahead and address that later on. But in the meantime, I want to thank you all for coming and hanging out. And until next time, I promise I'm going to try to stream more later on this year. But we are checked out, gone.